Hello everyone. Welcome. I've been asked to lead a evening chilling, chillax, wind down yoga. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So I've got a strap here. You can always use something else like a towel or even a t-shirt or something like that. If you don't have a strap, just come to standing at your mat. As with any yoga, you just want to start with connecting with your breath. Take a big inhale, fill up. Big exhale, let it go. Just allow your breath to grow in size and strength. Inhale. Big exhale. And one more time, really feel the ground below you as you breathe in. Feel a connection with your toes as you breathe out. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Capture your left wrist and take a side bend over to the right. Stay here for a couple breaths. We'll stay in each of these poses for about 5 breaths or so. We'll begin to ground down, press down through the outside edge of your left foot, and peel your side body open. Maybe a soft bend in the right knee. You might lift your chin or you might drop it down, just getting into some of those areas of tension. Inhale, sweep your arms back up. Exhale, change sides. Each side's going to feel a little different every day, just a little different. Come to your breath. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, softly bend the elbows, softly bend the knees, and lift your toes. Feeling the chest open up as you strengthen through the backside of your body. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the waist. Dive your chest down. Bend the knees as much as you need. Toe your feet about hip width distance apart. Then rope up opposite elbows with opposite hands. Feel free to sway side to side. Just let the weight begin to spill forward, pressing into your feet. All 4 corners on each foot. Good. Slowly interlace the fingers behind your back. You might be a little more flexible than me, but then lift your hands up and off your back, any amount. My hands don't want to go that far. There we go. And you can see with your breath if you can work a little deeper into each pose. And softly release the hands down to the ground. Now bring your toes together, toes side by side, a little space in between the heels. Bend the knees. Sit the hips down and back and reach your arms up overhead. Good. Chair pose. Good. Just like that. Cactus elbow back bend. You're going to lift your toes up just a little bit and begin to hug the thighs together, and then use your core to sink in a little deeper, drawing everything in towards the center line. When I do that, the shoulders draw down the back. Pinkies might even spiral in a little bit. Exhale, hands to heart center. Drop your chest forward, twist to the right. Left elbow to right knee. Breathe. Sit the hips down and back, and then open the arms up and fly. You might even lift your gaze. Good. Exhale, palms back together, changing sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Good. Like a little puzzle. Just notice the way your body wants to move. Wants to settle into each shape. Good. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, walk your hands up to shins or thighs, elongate. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to a high plank. Pause and breathe. Good. Just begin to feel a connection, all 10 fingers gripping the earth. Press back through your toes and activate your thighs. Your breath might increase just a little bit here as the effort increases. Good. Take one more inhale, press through your feet, shift forward slightly. Exhale, bend the elbows and lower down halfway. Go ahead and lower all the way down. Flip to the tops of your feet. Bring your fingertips in front of you. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest, baby back bend. Draw the elbows back towards the ribs. And press through your toes. And as you notice what's possible with the breath, you might begin to extend your arms out in front of you, creating a little more space, a little more opening. Good. Exhale, release. Bring the hands underneath the armpits. Curl your toes under, then press back up to a high plank. Then press back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg high, outer spiral your thigh. Bend your knee and stack your hips. A little roll of the ankle, a little roll through the hip socket. Little bigger circles there. Good. Press your hands equally and gaze out underneath your left armpit. Try to see your toes. Good. Inhale, lift your leg high. Exhale, step in between your hands. Low lunge. Spin your back heel flat and then rise up for warrior two. Just a couple of breaths here. Deep bend in the right knee, pressing back to the outside edge of the back foot. Notice what's possible with each breath. Good. Inhale, flip your right palm, reach up high for the side body, open up. Keep that lunge in the right knee. That's the challenge. Good. Exhale, extended side angle. Bring the right elbow down to the right thigh. Left arm can swim up and open. Good. You might even bring your hand down a little lower to the inside or the outside. For me, I think this is good right now. See if you can peel up your toes. Feel your core engage. Good. Bring your hands down to the ground and we'll do the same thing other side. Just step back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, lift your left leg high. Bend your knee, stack your hips, and breathe. Like to roll the ankles, a little bit bigger rolls with the knee. Good. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Warrior two, rise up. Send the arms out wide. Imagine that you're peeling your chest open. And deepening into your hips with each breath. Good. Flip your left palm, inhale, reverse. Keep committed to that lunge in the left leg. Right fingertips can graze your right leg, maybe walking down towards your calf. Good. Exhale, extended side angle. Feel the side body open up as you sweep your right arm up. Good. Again, you might adjust here, a little more depth. Just notice what's possible for you. Good. Bring your hands down to the ground and come all the way back to child's pose. You can just slow things down even more. Draw your hips back towards your heels. You can bring your knees wide, big toes touch. Reach your arms out in front of you. Good. Let your armpits melt towards the floor with each breath. Good. Slowly shift forward to a tabletop. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath. Elbow towards the ground. Drop your right shoulder, maybe your right temple towards the earth. Left hand can wrap behind your waist. Always checking back in with your breath again and again. As long as you're breathing, you're doing it right. Bring the left side of your body down or to the ground again. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, change sides, switch it out. Inhale, lengthen, expand. Exhale, thread underneath. Good. You might mirror the variation you did on the other side, or it might be a little different. Right side returns. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, tabletop. Drop down to seated, sending your legs out in front of you. Take a little rock side to side. Draw your hips back. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. Good. Maybe getting a little straighter with each breath. It's okay if your hands are just resting on your shins. You might grab the outsides of your foot, your big toe, just what is possible without judging. Good. Inhale, slowly rise up. Flip your palms, grab your strap, and lower onto your back. Nice and slow. Nice and easy. Slow this down. Good. Bring your strap to your right foot. Just work through the hamstrings just a little bit. Lengthen through your left leg. Flex your toes. And imagine that you're pulling your right leg down away from you. Good. You might even just bring the strap to one hand. Resting your left hand on your hip. About 5 breaths in each of these variations. Next exhale, let your leg go off to the right. Draw your chin over towards the left. Good. The further up you pull your leg, the little more sensation. Further down, just a little more depth. Able to ease into your breath a little more. Good. Come back up to center. And then shift the strap into the other hand, and keeping both hips down, begin to guide your leg over until you feel the side body beginning to awaken here, right into the IT band. You don't have to go very far at all to feel that sensation. Good. And then eventually lift your hip up off the ground, coming into a spinal twist. Inhale fills you up. The exhale, a little more of your body touching the ground. Good. I could stay here a lot longer. Feel free to do that when you practice. Changing sides. Switch out the legs. Soften the shape to the other side. Couple breaths and settle in until you feel sensation. Imagine that you're pulling your left thigh down away from your torso. You can flex your toes. You can extend through the heel just a little bit. Good. Exhale. Send your leg out to the left. Chin over towards the right. Back to center. Switch out the strap that the hand that the straps is in, and then keeping both hips on the floor, just begin to guide that leg over. Again, I don't have to go very far at all to feel sensation. Good. A few breaths here, and then let your hip lift up as you twist over to the other side. You can draw your chin away from your top leg. Good. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze, a rock side to side. And hug everything in nice and tight. Flex your toes. Grapple your shins and tuck your chin. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze everything for about 5 breaths here. Nice and strong, nice and powerful. Each exhale sends you a little tighter into a tiny little ball. Good. Feel little different layers every breath. Different parts of your body engaging until it's all tight and wound up. And then the next exhale, release it all. Send your legs long to the edges of the mat. Snuggle the shoulders under, let the hands rest down by your side. And just let the breath be as it is. Just rest. time, feel free to linger here as long as you like. Otherwise, bring in some gentle movements and slowly feel your way up to seated. And just take a moment just to let some gratitude build up. Just for how your body feels this time, this moment. Thank you so much for taking this time. I bid you namaste.